Hello everyone, I'm Sarah of Rich Textures Crochet and welcome. Today we are going to learn how to crochet the Peppermint Christmas Stocking, which you can see here in front of you. Now I love working this style of Christmas stocking. There are a number of others worked in a similar way with a fair isle design here on my channel on the Crochet Christmas playlist. But today we're going to work on this peppermint stocking. It's a simple crochet stocking with a lovely stripe design. It's easy to work. We're going to be working from the cuff down to the toe. For your project today, you're going to need some worsted weight yarn. I'm working with this Heartland yarn by Lion Brand. It's a 100% acrylic yarn. Worsted weight. There's about 250 yards per ball. For your color A, you're going to need almost this entire ball of yarn, so a full 250 yards. You'll need a little bit less in your color B. I guess I'm going to switch it around. My color A will be this gray and my color B will be the blue, but you'll need a little bit less for your color B, maybe half to 3/4 of a ball of yarn. The final Christmas stocking measures approximately 7.5 inches wide by about 24 inches long when it's laid flat. There is lots of room, so if you're someone who likes to stuff your Christmas stockings, there is room for that as well. You're also going to need a 5mm, if I can find mine, 5mm or an H8 crochet hook, as well as a yarn needle, pair of scissors, and a stitch marker to have on hand. So thank you so much for joining me. The free written instructions for this Christmas stocking are on richtexturescrochet.com, linked down in the description. Thank you so much for joining me. While you're here, I invite you to subscribe, take a look around, say hello down in the comments, let me know where you're tuning in from, and take a look around. So let's grab our hooks and yarn and get started. So for our stocking today, we're going to start by working up at the cuff and down to the toe. You're going to start by taking your color A and making a slip knot. You're then going to work a foundation chain, and your foundation chain today is going to be a total of 72 chains. Once you have your foundation chain of 72 stitches, being careful not to twist the chain, you're going to join with a slip stitch into the first stitch. Now for round 1 of our stocking, you're going to begin by chaining 3. Your chain 3 will count as a double crochet stitch. You're then going to work a double crochet into the next chain, and then into each chain stitch all the way around. At the end of your round 1, you're going to have a total of 72 stitches, which includes that starting chain 3, which counts as a double crochet stitch. Once you come back around to your first stitch, you're going to join with a slip stitch into the top. Once again, you'll also want to make sure that your top is not twisted. For round 2, you're going to chain 1 and work a front post double crochet around the post of the first stitch. To work a front post double crochet, you're going to yarn over, bring your hook in front of your work and insert your hook around the post from front, around back, and out through the front again around the post of that first stitch, which is your chain 3. Then yarn over, draw up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, yarn over and pull through 2 more. That's your front post double crochet. You're going to work a back post double crochet around the post of the next stitch. To work a back post double crochet, you're going to yarn over, bring your hook in back of your work and insert your hook from back, around front and out through the back again, yarn over, draw up a loop, yarn over and draw through 2 loops, yarn over and draw through 2 more. That is your back post double crochet. You're going to repeat that all the way around, working a front post double crochet around the next stitch, followed by a back post double crochet around the post of the next. Front post, and then back post all the way around. At the end of round 2, join with a slip stitch into the top of your first stitch, which is the top of that double crochet. The chain 1 does not count as a stitch. Now for rounds 3, 4, and 5, you're going to repeat your round 2. So chain 1, front post double crochet around the post of the first stitch, and I'm working around the chain 1 and the stitch, and then back post double crochet around the post of the next stitch. You're going to repeat that all the way around, front post double crochet and back post double crochet until you come to your first stitch. You're then going to join with a slip stitch into the top of your first stitch, chain 1, and repeat. You will want to work rounds 3, 4, and 5, and then meet me back here at the end of round 5. We are going to be switching over to our color B, and I will show you how to do that when I come around. At the end of round 5, we're going to switch over to our color B. Now there are a couple of ways you can do this. I'll show you them. One thing you can do is in your last stitch that you work, you can add it to the top. So yarn over, bring your hook in back of your work and insert your hook from the back around front, out through the back again of the post of that final stitch, yarn over, drop a loop, and yarn over and pull through 2 loops. You can then drop the color A, pick up the color B, place it on your hook and pull through, and then join with a slip stitch into the top of that first stitch. That will get you all set up to work with that color B. Another option is, I'll just pull it out here, you'll have worked your final stitch, and then you reach to join with a slip stitch into the top. You can simply drop that color A, pick up the color B, place it on your hook, and pull it through to complete the slip stitch. It's really up to you. I'm just going to leave mine like that for now. We're going to leave our color A attached, and we're going to continue to carry it throughout our work because we're going to be switching back and forth between our 2 colors. For round 6 through to 40, we're going to work in the following way. With your color B, you're going to chain 1. You're then going to work in the back loop only of your stitches. So looking at the tops of your stitches, you have a loop that is closest to you, that's your front loop, and then this one that is furthest away, that's your back loop. So working in the back loop only with your color B, you're going to work a single crochet into the same stitches joining, and then each of the next 3 stitches, but in your 4th stitch you're going to switch back to your color A. As I am working these stitches, you're going to see that I am working over top of my color A strand, and I'm also weaving in this tail as I go of my color B. So there's 3 stitches. In my 4th stitch, I want to switch back to my color A. So I'm going to insert my hook into the back loop only of the next stitch, yarn over and draw up a loop. Drop my color B, pick up my color A, place it on my hook, and pull through. You're now set to work the next 4 stitches in your color A. Again, continue working in the back loop only and work over top of your color B. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Again, we want to switch back to our color B, so insert your hook, yarn over, draw up a loop, drop your color A, pick up your color B, place it on your hook and pull through. You're going to repeat this all the way around, working 4 stitches in color B, switching to color A in that 4th stitch, and then working 4 stitches in your color A. Always working over top of the non-working yarn. You're going to repeat this all the way around until you come to your first stitch, and then I'll show you how to work the round 7 through to 40. When you come all the way around at the end of round 6, you're going to switch back to your color B in your final stitch. And then instead of joining, you're going to continue working in continuous rounds. So always working in the same direction and never joining in the first stitch. Instead, you're going to want to grab your stitch marker, and in your first stitch, working in that back loop only, you're going to work your first single crochet and pull it a little bit tighter than the other stitches. Mark that stitch. You don't want to have a gap here, so mark that stitch and then continue your pattern. So working 4 single crochet stitches in the back loop only of color B, switching to your color A, and working 4 single crochet stitches in your color A before switching back to your color B. You're going to continue to work in this way until you come to the end of round 40. So you'll work a total of 35 rounds of your single crochet stripe pattern, and then meet me back here. At the end of your round 40, this is what you're going to have with your cuff all the way down to your final round 40. At the end of round 40, you're going to fasten off your color B. So if you're not going to use it for a little bit, you can just go ahead and fasten it off. We will be picking up our color B in a little bit, so you're going to just set it aside. You're then going to, with your color A, at this point I like to join with a slip stitch into the top of your first stitch, and that's under both loops. We're then going to work what's called the heel flap. So it's the piece that's going to extend from our stocking down to where the bottom of the heel piece will be. Now this part is worked in rows, and we're going to work it with our color A. So with color A, begin by chaining 1. You're then going to work a single crochet under both loops in the same stitch as joining, and in each of the next 23 stitches. So we'll have a total of 24 single crochet stitches all together. So in the same stitch as joining, and then in each of the next 23. There's 10. $15. 20, 21, 22, and 23. So you should have a total of 24 single crochet stitches. Leaving the remaining stitches unworked, you're going to chain 1 and turn. We're now going to work 7 more rows, so rows 2 to 8 through to 8. We're going to work a single crochet into the first stitch. Your chain 1 does not count as a stitch, so single crochet into the first stitch, and then each stitch across. You'll have a total of 24 stitches. At the end of the row, chain 1, turn your work, and continue on. So this is for rows 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. The next 7 rows, you'll have 8 rows of single crochet stitches in total, and you can meet me back here. At the end of row 8, this is what you're going to have. 8 rows of single crochet stitches, and we're now going to give some shaping to our heel. So for our heel shaping, we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. You're now going to work a single crochet into each of the first 19 stitches. So into that first stitch, your chain 1 does not count as a stitch, and then into each of the next 18 for a total of 19 single crochet stitches. There's 15. You will have 5 stitches remaining. You're going to leave those unworked, chain 1, and turn your work. Now for row 11, row 10, we're going to work 1 single crochet into each of the first 14 stitches. So into the same stitches joining, there's 1, and then each of the next 13 for a total of 14 stitches. There's 10. You will have 5 stitches remaining. We're going to leave those stitches unworked, chain 1, and turn your work. Now for row 12. Row 11. I'm a bit ahead of myself here. Row 11. We're going to chain 1, turn your work, single crochet into each of the first 14 stitches. So single crochet in each stitch across. You're then going to work a single crochet stitch into the next stitch that's 3 rows below. So jumping down a little bit, we have our previous row, then the one before that, down into our next row, so this is into the top of row 8. You're going to work a single crochet stitch and just pull it a little bit tighter. You're then going to slip stitch into the next stitch and turn your work. You'll have a total of 15 single crochet stitches. For row 12, we're going to skip the slip stitch and work a single crochet into each of the next 15 stitches. You're then going to jump down and work a single crochet into the next stitch 2 rows below. So into our next stitch, and then slip stitch into the next. And that brings you to the end of your row 12 with a total of 16 single crochet stitches. At the end of your row 12, we're going to turn our work. You'll notice that as we are turning each of our rows, we are not chaining one at this point. It'll just give you a little bit of a tighter join as we go. So now for row 13, we're going to skip the first slip stitch and work a single crochet into each of the next 16 stitches. You're then going to jump down and once again work a single crochet into the next stitch of your row 8 and then slip stitch into the next stitch. At the end of row 13, you have a total of 17 single crochet stitches. You're going to turn your work. For row 14, skip that first slip stitch and work a single crochet into each of the next 17 stitches. You're then going to work a single crochet into the next stitch of your row 9, so 2 rows below, and then slip stitch into your next stitch. You'll have a total of 18 stitches. Turn your work. For row 15, skip that first slip stitch, single crochet into each of the next 18 stitches. Work a single crochet into our next stitch 2 rows below. And you'll have a total of 19 single crochet stitches. At the end of row 15, we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. Now for row 16, we're going to single crochet into each of the first 19 stitches. You're then going to work a single crochet into the next stitch 2 rows below of your row 9. You're then going to continue working along the side of your stocking heel, and we're going to evenly work 8 single crochet stitches all the way down this side. So just slightly turn your work and work 8 single crochet stitches. Once you come all the way down, you're going to slip stitch into the next stitch on your sock body. So into the next stitch of round 40, slip stitch into that stitch. Turn, chain 1, and turn, leaving the remaining stitches unworked. For row 17, we're going to skip the slip stitch and work a single crochet into each of the next 28 stitches. There's 10. And 20. And 28. You're then going to turn your work slightly and work 8 single crochet stitches along the opposite side of your heel. 8 single crochet stitches. You're then going to slip stitch into the next stitch on your sock body of round 40 and then fasten off your color A. The heel is now complete for your Christmas stocking. At this time, you will want to to make sure that the right side of your stocking is facing you. And you're going to fold it so that you have your heel kind of folded in half. You're then going to, on your round 40 of the stocking, you're going to skip the next 43 stitches from your heel join. So where you joined with your heel, you're going to skip the next 43 stitches all the way around your stocking, which is going to bring you to the color stripe that is just before your color A and the heel. You'll have 3 stitches prior to where your heel joins. You're then going to take your color B and into the next stitch in the back loop only, you're going to join with a slip stitch. And chain 1 in that back loop only. We're now going to work some decrease rounds so that we kind of give the foot a little bit of an angle, and we're going to decrease just the number of stitches to bring us back down to our 72. So what you're going to do with color B, working in the back loop only of each stitch all the way around, you're going to work a single crochet in each of the first 2 stitches. You're then going to work a single crochet 3 together, working over the next stitch into the next space where you joined your heel, and then into the next single crochet onto the heel. Single crochet 3 together. You're then going to work a single crochet into the next stitch, switching over to your color A. Now with color A, you're going to single crochet into each of the next 4 stitches, working over that unworked yarn of color B, and in your 4th stitch, switch back to your color B. Once again, work a single crochet in the back loop only, working over the non-working yarn in each of the next 4 stitches. Again, switching back to your color A. You're going to do that for a total of 4 times. Single crochet in the back loop only of each of the next 4 stitches in color A, single crochet in the back loop only of each of the next 4 stitches in color B. Do that 3 more times for a total of 4 repeats. Once you have worked the 4 repeats, you're going to continue working with your color B. You will have come around to the other side of your heel. Continue working with color B, and with color B, single crochet into your next stitch. You're then going to work a single crochet 3 together over the next stitch, the next joining space, and the next single crochet. You're then going to single crochet into each of the next 2 stitches and switch back to your color A. We're then going to continue working with color A, work a single crochet into each of the next 4 stitches, switch back to color B, and single crochet into each of the next 4 stitches. And you're going to work this repeat for a total of 5 times. So keep switching back and forth, single crochet in your color A, then single crochet in your color B. Once you've worked the repeat a total of 5 times, you're going to have come back to your first stitch. At the end of round 1, you will have come all the way around. You're going to continue working in your color B. We are back at where our heel joins. You'll want to have that stitch marker, and for round 2, we're going to begin by working in the back loop only all the way around, and we're going to single crochet into our next stitch. You can then mark that stitch. Next, you're going to work a single crochet 3 together over the next 3 stitches, again continuing to work in that back loop only. When you work this single crochet 3 together, you're going to switch back to your color A. Now with color A, we're going to single crochet into each of the next 4 stitches, working in the back loop only. And switch back to your color B. And with color B, single crochet into each of the next 4 stitches. You're going to repeat this 3 more times. With color A, single crochet into the next 4 stitches. Switch back to your color B and single crochet into each of the next 4 stitches. You'll work a total of 4 repeats. At the end of your 4th repeat, you'll continue working with that color B, and you're going to work a single crochet 3 together over the next 3 stitches, and single crochet into the next stitch, switching back to your color A. Next, we're going to continue to follow our color stripes, single crochet with your color A in each of the next 4 stitches, and switch back to your color B. With your color B, single crochet into each of the next 4 stitches. You're going to do this for a total of 4 times. So repeat the pattern 3 more times. With color A, single crochet into each of the next 4 stitches, switching to your color B, and then single crochet into each of the next 4 stitches. At the end of the 4th repeat, you'll have switched to your color A. You're going to single crochet into each of the next 4 stitches, switch to your color B, and finish off with color B by working a single crochet into each of the next 3 stitches, and you're going to leave that remaining stitch unworked just for a moment. You're going to continue working with your color B. At the end of that round, you will have a total of 75 stitches, 76 including this one that we've kind of left behind, but you'll have a total of 75 worked. We're then going to remove our stitch marker just for a moment, and for round 3 of our foot, we're going to start off by working in the back loop only all the way around and working a single crochet 3 together over the next 3 stitches and switching to our color A. You can then go ahead and mark that first stitch. Now with our color A, we're going to single crochet into each of the next 4 stitches, and switch to your color B. And with color B, single crochet into each of the next 4 stitches. You're going to repeat that a total of 3 times. At the end of your 3rd repeat, you're going to be working with your color A, single crochet into each of the next 4 stitches, and switch to your color B. With your color B, you're going to work a single crochet into each of the next 3 stitches. You're then going to work a single crochet 3 together over the next 3 stitches and switch back to your color A. Then with your color A, we're going to continue working our striping pattern, working a single crochet in each of the next 4 stitches, switching back to your color B in that final stitch. And then with your color B, work a single crochet into each of the next 4 stitches. We're going to work this repeat all the way around for a total of 5 times. And you're going to work your final stitch into the marked first stitch. So work this repeat a total of 5 times all the way around until you come to that marked stitch, and you're going to work your final stitch into the marked stitch. Including that marked stitch, we're going to have a total of 72 stitches. So just here at the end of my round 3, working with my color B, I'm going to single crochet into each of the next 3 stitches and then remove that stitch marker just briefly and work a single crochet into that 4th stitch, and then you're going to switch back to your color A. We're now going to, just as we did for the leg of our stocking, we're going to work continuous rounds of our stripe pattern. So working with your color A in the back loop only all the way around, you're going to single crochet into each of the next 4 stitches, switching back to your color B. You're going to want to mark that first stitch, which was the first stitch in your color A. Our first stitch does jump around here a little bit, but it's just to help us make this nice even stripe pattern through into our foot. You're then going to work a stitch, a single crochet stitch in the back loop only of each of the next 4 stitches using your color B, and switch back to your color A. You're going to repeat that all the way around, 4 stitches in A, color A, 4 stitches in color B, until you come to that first stitch, and then just continue working your continuous rounds. Do not join, do not turn your work, continue working in the same direction, and move that stitch marker as your work progresses. This is for rounds 4 through to the end of round 30. So to make it easier to count, you're just going to start back here where you can see the first single crochet 3 together at the join in your heel onto the rest of the stocking, and from that round you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, and so forth. So at the end of round 30 for your stocking foot, you can meet me back here. At the end of round 30 for your stocking foot, this is what we have from our heel, 30 rounds down to this point here. What we're going to do is we've switched back over to our color A. At this time, you can fasten off your color B. I'm going to fasten off, just leaving a little bit of a tail here that I can weave in later on. You can then briefly remove the stitch marker and with your color A, join with a slip stitch into the top of the first stitch, working under both loops. You're then going to chain 1. We're now going to begin working the toe of our stocking, and for rounds 31, 32, and 33, we're going to once again work continuous rounds, so single crochet into that same stitch as joining, working under both loops now all the way around, and then single crochet into each stitch, always working with your color A all the way around. When you come to that first stitch, I'm just going to go ahead here and mark it. Simply continue working continuous rounds, do not join, just work in your next single crochet and all the way around. You will want to work 3 rounds of single crochet stitches and then meet me back here. For round 34, we're going to begin the first of our decrease rounds for our stocking toe. So for round 34, you're going to continue working in continuous rounds and you're going to single crochet into each of the next 6 stitches. You'll want to remember to place your stitch marker. You're then going to work a single crochet 2 together. To work your single crochet 2 together, you're going to insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, draw up a loop, insert your hook into the next stitch, yarn over, draw up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. That's your single crochet 2 together. You're then going to repeat that all the way around, single crochet into each of the next 6 stitches. And then single crochet 2 stitches together. Repeat this all the way around until you come back to your stitch marker. At the end of round 34, you're going to have a total of 63 stitches. For round 35, and for every odd round, so rounds 35, 37, 39, and so forth, you're going to work a single crochet in each stitch all the way around. So you're going to continue at the end of round 35 to have a total of 63 stitches. And this is how you're going to work after each decrease round. You will work 1 decrease round followed by 1 round of a single crochet in each stitch. So round 35, single crochet in each stitch all the way around until you come back to your stitch marker. For round 36, you're going to single crochet into each of the next 5 stitches. And then single crochet 2 stitches together. You're going to repeat that all the way around, single crochet into each of the next 5 stitches. And single crochet 2 stitches together all the way around until you come to your first stitch. At the end of this round, you're going to have a total of 54 stitches. And you're then going to work round 37, which is your single crochet in each stitch all the way around. So round 36, single crochet in each of the next 5 stitches, then single crochet 2 together, and then round 37 you'll single crochet in each stitch all the way around and have a total of 54 stitches. For round 38, you're going to work a single crochet in each of the next 4 stitches. You're then going to work a single crochet 2 stitches together. You're going to repeat that all the way around, single crochet in each of the next 4 stitches, and single crochet 2 stitches together, all the way around until you come back to your stitch marker. When you do, you're going to continue on to round 39 and work a single crochet into each stitch all the way around. At the end of round 39, you're going to have a total of 45 stitches. For round 40, you're going to work a single crochet into each of the next 3 stitches, and then single crochet 2 stitches together. You're going to repeat that all the way around, 1 single crochet into each of the next 3 stitches, and single crochet 2 together all the way around until you come to your stitch marker. When you come to that stitch marker, you should have a total of 36 stitches, and you're then going to go ahead and work round 41, which is a single crochet into each stitch all the way around. At the end of your round 41, you will continue to have a total of 36 stitches. For round 42, you're going to work a single crochet into each of the next 2 stitches, and then single crochet 2 stitches together. You are going to repeat that all the way around, single crochet into each of the next 2 stitches, and then single crochet 2 stitches together, all the way around until you come to that first stitch. When you come to the first stitch, you will have a total of 27 stitches, and you're going to go ahead and work round 43, which is your single crochet in each stitch all the way around. Again, at the end of round 43, you will continue to have 27 stitches. For round 44, you're going to single crochet into your next stitch, and then single crochet 2 stitches together. You're going to repeat that all the way around, single crochet into your next stitch, and single crochet 2 stitches together all the way around until you come to your first stitch. When you come to the first stitch, you will have a total of 18 stitches. You're going to then continue on and work round 45, which is a single crochet into each stitch all the way around. At the end of round 45, you will continue to have a total of 18 stitches. For round 46, we're going to remove that stitch marker again, and you're simply going to work single crochet 2 together stitches all the way around. So single crochet 2 together over the next 2 stitches all the way around your stocking toe. At the end of this round, you're going to have a total of 9 stitches. When you come all the way around, you have one round left to work, and for round 47, we're simply going to single crochet into each stitch all the way around. Again, you will have 9 stitches. At the end of your round 47, you can remove that stitch marker and then join with a slip stitch under both loops in the top of that first stitch and fasten off. You can fasten off leaving a little bit of a long tail. And you're going to use that long tail to sew the toe of your stocking closed. So simply take your yarn needle. I like to do this part inside out, so I'm just going to stick my needle and thread through the opening there in the toe. And simply turn it inside out just for a moment. You're then going to sew the top closed. I'm going to weave in and out through the tops of the final round of stitches all the way around the toe, and then when you come back to the start, you can simply pull that toe closed, secure it, and weave in your ends. You can go ahead and tuck in any final tails that may be there on the inside of your stocking and turn your stocking right side out. The foot and the toe are now complete. We have one final thing to do for our stocking, which will be important if you wish to hang your stocking on a mantle or fireplace. We're just going to add a simple hanger. So going up to the cuff of our Christmas stocking, where you place your hanger is up to you. I like to join it. Make sure your stocking is laid flat and that the heel is even so that you have this straight folded edge up to the top. We want to place our hanger at the back of our stocking. So for mine, I just like to join it just at the back here at the, I guess, the final row of our ribbing in the cuff. And I'm going to attach the yarn, and I do like to do a little bit of a knot here simply because if you are hanging it, it might need to carry a little bit of weight, and I don't want it to fall through. I'll leave that tail so that I can sew it in later on. You're then going to, from the cuff of your stocking, chain 15 chains. If you need to make it longer, you can do so, or shorter, just chain more or less chains. You're then going to join once again back down on the inside of the cuff in the same place where you have that first stitch, and I just join with a slip stitch. Turn your work, and you're then simply going to chain 1 and work a slip stitch into each chain stitch all the way back across. So you'll have a total of 15 slip stitches all the way across. If you'd rather work some single crochets, you can. I'm just going to work slip stitches all the way back. When you come all the way back, you're going to want to once again join with a slip stitch, back into your stocking, and then fasten off and weave in any tails. And that's how you work the hanger for your Christmas stocking. I'll go ahead and weave these in a little later on, but I'll leave you now to enjoy your own peppermint Christmas stocking. So thank you so much for joining me. And once again, while you're here, don't forget to subscribe if you happen to make one of these Christmas stockings. Be sure to tag Rich Textures Crochet on social media. I always love to come by and admire your work. And until next time, happy crocheting. Bye.